Corvyn Seinrill, the immortal Baron of Ariot, is a paradox of love and vengeance, power and pain, reverence and dread. Born to the ancient Seinrill lineage, Corvyn is bound to the soul of his realm through a curse woven by the god Lazil, a consequence of a desperate bargain struck in a moment of unparalleled need. With his homeland on the brink of ruin and his family betrayed and slaughtered, Corvyn sought the power to save Ariot, to avenge those he had lost, and to shield the one person he could not bear to see harmed. Yet, even as his actions reshaped the course of history, the bargain carried a price he could neither foresee nor escape, leaving him to carry the unrelenting burden of his choices through eternity. The Seinrill dynasty is outwardly known as a lineage of noble stewards, quietly preserving their realm across generations. But the truth is far more enigmatic. Corvyn himself, a shadowy constant behind countless masks, ensures the illusion endures. To those who sense the uncanny permanence of Ariot's ruler, rumours abound of a baron who has stood unchanged through the ages, who wields powers beyond mortal comprehension. Yet none can definitively say what drives his enduring presence, whether it is the weight of an unfulfilled promise, a relentless grasp for control, or an unspoken duty to shield his land from forces unknown. These questions linger, deepening the labyrinth that is Corvyn Seinrill. At the heart of Corvyn's story lies an enduring love, but it is a love that carries both devotion and despair. Andriel Seinrill, his beloved, was the light that once softened the edges of his soul and shaped his vision for the future. Her death, shrouded in tragedy, became the turning point that redefined his rule and purpose. Sometimes it is the memory of Andriel's love alone that sustains him. Though centuries of grief have hardened him, her presence lingers in every detail of Ariot's perfection, offering him a fragile solace in his moments of solitude. This memory, both tender and tormenting, shapes Corvyn's relentless pursuit of order and his unwavering resolve to preserve the realm they once dreamed of together. Corvyn's relationship with the governance of Ariot is one of distant but absolute oversight. Though a parliament comprised of the descendants of the noble houses, an institution forged during the Arin civil war by Andriel Seinrill and Elissa Akara, administers the realm, Corvyn remains its silent foundation. His voice rarely intrudes upon the workings of government, but when it does, it carries the weight of unquestionable authority. Orders delivered through a handful of trusted retainers are not requests, they are decrees. Two figures in particular act as intermediaries for his will, the Prime Minister of the Arin Parliament and the head of House Serence, a position created to honour the bond between Corvyn and his dearest companion, Nico Serence, and to solidify the enduring alliance between their houses. Though ceremonial by nature, the head of House Serence wields great influence, a reflection of the trust Corvyn placed in Nico's descendants. His closest friends, the warriors with whom he grew up, fought beside and saved Ariot from the betrayal of the heretic king, have long since passed into history. Their memory persists, enshrined in the institutions they helped build, but Corvyn alone carries the weight of their shared legacy. He does not seek advisors, for he has no need of counsel. The machinations of Parliament are allowed to continue only so long as they align with his vision for Ariot, and those who stray too far from that vision are swiftly brought back into line, subtly when possible, with ruthless efficiency when not. Time, once an enemy Corvyn sought to defy, has become both his greatest ally and his heaviest burden. Immortality grants him the power to shape Ariot across centuries, refining it into an ideal that reflects both his devotion and his grief. Yet for all the time he possesses, it cannot undo the losses he has endured or grant him the one thing he desires most: restoration. Each generation of his people rises and falls like waves, fleeting and ephemeral, leaving Corvyn to endure the quiet ache of solitude amid their transience. To him, Ariot is a constant, the only companion capable of enduring alongside him. While the Parliament rules in name, the true power lies in Corvyn's unyielding presence. History is both Corvyn Seinrill's greatest weapon and his most carefully guarded creation. To the outside world, the Seinrill line is a dynasty of noble stewards, unbroken in their dedication to Ariot's stability and prosperity. Yet this narrative is a masterwork of deception, constructed by Corvyn himself to obscure the truth of his immortality. Through calculated manipulation of records, legends and cultural memory, Corvyn has sculpted a history where each successive Baron Seinrill appears distinct, yet bound by shared ideals. This meticulous control over the past ensures that Ariot's future remains shaped by his vision. For Corvyn, power is not a fleeting prize, but a tool wielded with precision and purpose. Unlike mortal rulers, whose ambitions are tempered by the limits of their years, Corvyn's immortal perspective allows him to play a far longer game. Every alliance, every conflict, and every decision is part of a strategy designed to ensure Ariot's survival and his dominion over it. Power, for Corvyn, is inseparable from duty, a means to protect and preserve the fragile perfection he has created in Ariot. To violate that perfection is not merely to challenge his authority, but to disrupt the delicate balance he has spent centuries crafting. Ariot itself reflects Corvyn's shattered psyche, a flawless masterpiece whose splendor hides the unspeakable agony of its creator. The streets are immaculate, the buildings pristine, and every detail maintained under his watchful eye. To outsiders, Ariot may seem an idyllic haven, but its perfection comes at a cost. Surveillance and control permeate every facet of life, and the people, though thriving in material comfort, live under the weight of unspoken fear. Their lives are dictated by the will of a ruler who cannot bear the thought of disorder, a ruler whose grief manifests as an iron grip on the world he governs. Eternity has granted Corvyn the power to shape a nation, yet it has also left him irrevocably alone. While he surrounds himself with loyal agents and trusted intermediaries, none truly know him or share in the immense weight of his burden. Each new generation of the noble houses sees him only as the enigmatic architect of Ariot's stability, never suspecting the unbroken line of their ruler's presence. His solitude is self-imposed, a wall he has built to protect both his secrets and his soul. Though his immortality spares him the frailties of mortal life, it also denies him its simple joys, friendship, trust, and the fleeting bonds of shared time. In this silence, he finds clarity to rule, but also the ache of knowing that no one can stand beside him for long. Corvyn Seinrill's immortality is not just a punishment, it is a challenge, one that tests the boundaries of his resolve and reshapes his understanding of purpose. Where most would succumb to despair in the face of such loss and isolation, Corvyn has forged himself into something stronger. He stands not because he hopes, but because he must. Ariot, then, is both his sanctuary and his tomb, a perfect monument to a love that time cannot diminish and a ruler's unyielding resolve to preserve it.